Okay, day one, let's get a weight. These are the day one scale results. We'll check back at the end of the video on the progress. Okay, so the plan is this month is 30 days of doing the recommended watch workout. So let's see what we've got today. Day one, base run, so 8:35 is the pace for 31 minutes. You can see there, shows the pace and a little arrow. You got to keep it in the green. If you get too slow, it'll complain. Even if you get too fast, doesn't like it either. It wants you to be in the green. %. It gives you a score based on how well you stayed in that green zone. If you run too slow, obviously you lose points. Even if you run too fast, you'll lose points. I only usually get fast scores in the first 15-20 seconds when I start off, when I'm still figuring out my pace. After that, then it's always just battling, not being slow. Okay, here we are, day 4, and have a look at the watch there. It's got a recovery run, 950 kilometers, 15 minutes. Now, one interesting thing is the recovery run, or active recovery as it gets called. It's suggested that for a run for me today. It gives a cycling suggestion as well, but for cycling it suggested rest and 15-minute recovery run. But I have noticed some interesting data, so I'll get this run out of the way and let's review some of that. Okay, so strange data. This happened before I started the 30-day challenge, but it's still worth mentioning. So you can see here on this image we've got training status is strained, and then it says the reason is your high training load and HRV status are indicating that you are experiencing strain. Try easing up a bit to help with recovery. And then on the same day, the training suggestion was a tempo run for 53 minutes at a fast pace. So I mean, it seems like a contradiction to me. Okay, here's another piece of strange data. We've got this hill here. You just sort of need 4-wheel drive to get up it. We've got some equipment we've got to check at the top. Okay, so we're in the watch and we'll drive on up there. And there we are, go. It has a goal of 10 flights of stairs per day. So, I mean, just driving up the hill there, it's you know, it hasn't, I'm not sure what it's using the data. It's got an altimeter, so clearly we're going up, but it's also measuring my heart rate, and so we've gone up this hill without an increase in heart rate. So I feel like it could screen that data out. You know, an increase in altitude without an increase in heart rate is obviously I'm using some sort of mechanical advantage to get up there. Today's suggestion was a long run, 1 hour and 20 minutes. I've never run that long before, so we'll see. I'll get the minutes, but I might have to walk some of it. Okay, that's the long run done. I was able to run the whole thing. I just got a score of 36%, so I couldn't stay in the zone though. I was slow. It wanted a pace of 8:40 and I was battling for 10. But I ran like 7.8 kilometers. I don't think I've ever run that in my life. So no, I'm happy with it. The reason I couldn't keep the pace is my legs were sore. Like cardio wise, I felt like I could have gone a bit further, but just because I've done so much running leading up to this, my legs, like my muscles are just so sore. So my legs definitely couldn't carry me any faster. And so yeah, no, I see it as it's definitely beatable. Like if I rested for a couple of days before I tried that, I could definitely beat that score. So there is a feature, I haven't found it yet, but apparently you can tell it that you're doing a trail run. Reason you might want to do this is it can underread on your VO2 max score. The only true way to get that is to be in a lab wearing a mask, but it estimates it based on your heart rate and the speed that you're traveling and different surfaces that you might run on. You know, like a trail, for the same amount of effort, you're going to be slower. And I guess the watch doesn't immediately know that unless you tell it. So for me, I'm not too worried about it anyway. The workout still counts. Cut that one short. I'm in front of my air conditioner now. There's a heat advisory in my area, and the watch wanted me to do an hour and 27 minutes. I got an hour, but I was getting a little bit blurry, so decided to stop. I should have gone for a run in the morning to escape the heat, but I was a little hungover this morning, so what are you going to do? 48 on that long run. The last long run I did, I only had a score of 36, so even with the 26 minutes that I missed, I still did better because I was able to keep the pace for a lot of the time. There was a couple of slow sections in the trail sections, but any of the pavement sections I was able to keep the pace at least. So yeah, I did do better. Yeah, if it was cooler, I would have got a much better score. Well, I just finished a 23-minute base. Pace was 8:40, and I felt really good. I had to slow myself down. I'm normally laboring to try and keep the pace, but on this time I was kind of ahead of it, and I was kind of having to actually slow myself down to keep it at that pace. So yeah, that's new. Okay, I thought I found another watch contradiction this morning, because my training readiness is high, and that is based on your sleep and your training workload, stress, a few other factors. And it suggested rest, and I thought, well, that's weird, because normally my rest days have been after a hard workout, and it's saying training session rest, no workout to be ready for harder training up ahead. So I think I've got a big day tomorrow, if I interpret that correctly. Now, that is a slight frustration in this watch, is you've got no scheduling control. For example, today I've got plenty of time. I could do whatever it wanted me to do. Tomorrow is a travel day, then I've got a Zoom meeting. So hopefully it's a intense workout and sort of short. I hope it's not sending me on like a 2-hour run. That would be really difficult to fit in tomorrow. It'd be much easier if I did the hard workout today and then had a rest day tomorrow. But anyway, that's the way it is. We'll see what it gives me. Okay, just finished a long run. It was 1 hour, pace of 8:40, and I got a score of 95%, so that was good. And set a new record for 5k. It was 46 minutes something, can't remember the seconds, but so yeah, pace of 8:40 seems like that's a pace I can sustain. Some of my other long runs they were asking for an hour and a half, so it definitely would have been tough to go for another 30 minutes, but I think it'll be possible. Okay, we're at the end of the 30-day challenge, so let's review some data. My VO2 max improved from 36% to 37%. I know those numbers are low, but hey, you've got to start somewhere. So that's my starting point, and we're improving. And on these slides, you see these are the scale data. I lost 10 pounds. That's my overall weight, but I did lose 15 pounds of fat. I put on 5 pounds of muscle. And this next slide is just to show, like, this was on like day one, but it showed these were taken 1 minute apart, so it just shows the accuracy of the scale. So 1 minute apart, and there's a 2 pound difference in my fat mass. So obviously that's inaccurate. It should be identical. Nothing's changed in that amount of time. So it just gives you an idea of, you know, not to believe any one data point. Here would be the trend line. You know, that's going to be more accurate over time. Many data points. That's going to give you, you know, more accurate reading of what's actually going on. But even if you don't have a smart scale or anything like that, I mean, you just got to believe in the process. Just, if you go for a run or you go train in the gym every day, you are going to get fitter. So, just get out there and do it.